With less than 24 hours now before the public hears from both Dr. Christine Blasey Ford and Judge Brett Kavanaugh on Capitol Hill, President Trump spent more than an hour tonight responding to reporters' questions, including the allegations against his Supreme Court nominee. Let's bring in tonight's roundtable Kimberly Atkins, chief Washington reporter for the Boston Herald, Neera Tanden, president and CEO of Center for American Progress, and Matt Schlapp, chairman of the American Conservative Union. I just want to start with what looked like the outlook before tonight, which was a five-act play, basically planned by the Republicans, fairly so. The president has a right to call the planning. They had a press conference tonight, two testimonies tomorrow by the accuser and the defendant, a vote by the committee on Friday, then a vote by the full Senate early next week. How's that five-act play look like right now?
Well, it's up in the air because the script keeps being flipped every few hours, it seems, with whether new allegations from new accusers, the president coming in and sort of trying to take over the messaging in this in his press conference, while you have other members of the Senate that are trying to proceed more cautiously before this hearing. Now you have, we're up to 4 accusers, and only one is testifying tomorrow. It's just thrown one unexpected update to another into all of this. But still, as of right now, it appears that Republicans want to move forward and press forward with this vote. I don't know if they're afraid of running out of time. I don't know if at this point the calculation is better to have Brett Kavanaugh go for a vote, get voted down so that they can move on to the next person. I don't know yet, but it seems at this point, in any other universe, this nominee would have been pulled by now.
Until 2 weeks ago, Matt, this guy was Mr. Rogers, your neighbor, perfect guy, never did anything wrong, never really didn't drink much even, was a pussycat at school, nice guy, never caused any trouble with women. And all this seems to be coming, he's become a piñata. Right. And it gets, every couple of hours we get a new one. How's this look for the president? I think he opened the door. A couple of times today in this press conference, he said, I'm looking at this, I'm going to reconsider it, I could be persuaded. What's he talking about?
I think it's what he should do. He ought to look at tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day for his presidency. It's a big day, obviously, for the court, and it's a big day for the country. And the American people are going to look at these two people talk, and they're going to make judgments. And, it's a critical time. I'm glad the president said he's going to look at that. If he had said anything different, I think most people would have criticized him for that. So I think his performance today was right. And look, I know Brett well. I know some people are having some fun with all this. He's a very dear friend of mine. And if he is innocent of these charges, this is one of the worst things I've ever seen in politics. It's truly hardball.
No, but I want to ask you a question. Do you think there's the theme here? Everybody says he's good in the office. There's never been a harassment issue. And
never used his power. Never.
But this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde aspect that is coming through in all these accusations. They don't deny he's good in public. They deny he's a problem after some drinks.
Can I ask this question? I understand that, but let me just ask you this question. You said a 5-act play that goes in sequence. You have to understand, for those of us who know and love Brett Kavanaugh, what is going on where none of this could go in the normal process of the lengthy Supreme Court confirmation process? It's all one after the other, perfectly timed. That is strange.
It's not
and that
perfectly
looks
timed.
coordinated.
That's outrageous. First of all,
How outrageous is it really?
It's really outrageous because of the coordination. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have evidence that these women know each other, or are you just are you just calling these women liars because you like to?
No, all I'm saying is they might be being used by the Democratic Party.
They are not. Nobody is using these women, and the idea that you deny Dr. Ford agency and all these women is just another way. You did, because you're saying she's being used by her lawyers. That's denying her agency. You're saying she doesn't.
I'll tell you what I'm saying.
Can I just say one thing about this, which is we could have a normal process. Everybody knows this.
We had a normal process.
No, a normal process. And the irony of the situation we're in is that Anita Hill actually had a much more normal process than this, which is when allegations came forward, the FBI investigated, and they had witness after witness after witness. And there's really 2 questions that we have, the American people have, that have never been answered, which is, why can we not have an FBI investigation of these allegations? Every single woman has asked for an FBI investigation. Dr. Ramirez today asked for an FBI investigation. And Mark Judge's former girlfriend is confirming the story of gang rape.
He's the Sancho Panza of this thing.
So more and more evidence.
Okay, let me give Ginger.
There's an answer.
Ginger, I want to ask you.
And then also, why isn't Mark Judge testifying?
Cameron, I want to ask you this one. Suppose tomorrow's a draw in terms of dramatics and credibility.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.